Hey, here we are, Brian. We made it. Hello, everybody. I'm Kellen Ann.
I'm Brian Monahan.
And you are now the first previewers of The Right Spotlight, which is our new show where we highlight fabulous authors, old and new, and aspiring authors. We're hoping that we can inspire those people that want to be authors. What do you think?
I love it. Which way do we look? We haven't.
I have to look at my wall. That way it looks like
I got to look at my washing machine.
So we're so happy that you guys are here with us today, and we have the best. Best. I mean, one of my absolute favorites. Not just because she's my friend, though. So I guess, do you want me to just do a little introduction of our first guest, or do you want to chat a little bit?
Why don't you go introduce Jen?
Okay. Well, I will, because I love her so much. So Jen Gitomer is a best-selling author. She's a speaker. She's an amazing coach. She has a mastermind group that is just unbelievable. I mean, I see transformations in people that you think, oh my God, she's a miracle worker. But she's also one of the kindest hearted people I've ever met in my life. And like me, she's a dog mom. And I love the fact that she's a dog mom because we're a special breed. Don't you think? So,
breed too, right?
That's right. So let's bring her on. That's because we kept her waiting almost 10 minutes already. So
I am so glad to be here. Oh my
God.
Hello.
I know I didn't do you justice, but
you did great. I was like crying back here. That was so kind. Thank you.
I know. And the part that you cried most about was about being a dog mom, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. And that I'm a miracle worker, because I take my work very, very seriously.
I've seen big transformations in me and other people, and it's a gift. I mean, not everybody can transform somebody's life, and
thank you.
So, but we're here to talk about books.
Can we just like get one thing down? Because this is your guys' very first show. Right?
Yes.
And I know that I'm here to be interviewed, but I would love to know if it's okay.
Of course.
Oh, wow, we're already getting flipped.
If I can turn the tables for a second.
Of course.
Absolutely.
What inspired you guys to create this show? Because this is so amazing. And I already see what, like, the foundation of this and how amazing it's going to be. But I'm just curious, and I think other people might be wondering, like, where did this come from? What's going on?
Are you going to tell the truth, Brian?
I mean, it's your idea, so go for it.
Well, I called Brian up when
I've already thrown you under the bus. It's 100% your idea. So.
I'm going to take it. I'm excited about this because I wrote a book. Brian wrote a book. Jen, you wrote a book. A lot of the people that are going to be on this show have written a book. But what they learn about things to do. You have a coach, you have a mentor. You, like Brian, you help people, get their first books published. But what we rarely hear about is the things I wish I didn't do. So part of this is I want people to learn from my mistakes. Brian, I know you made mistakes.
What?
and Jen, hopefully if you've made some, you will share them.
I've made plenty.
So that we can share our knowledge with people that maybe they want to write a book and they're afraid. And so maybe we can help people get past the fright, the fear of writing a book, because it's overwhelming. There's so many. I had no clue. I think if I had an idea what it was going to be like, I probably wouldn't have made it through. But I did. I had a mentor as well. So that's probably my most important lesson, is make sure you have some sort of mentor. But I just want to give information and inspiration for people to write books.
That is wonderful, Kellen. Absolutely.
And I want the record to show that I called Brian on Monday and said, I want to do a live show and we need to start Saturday. And so he's pulled this together. It's a miracle for me.
It is amazing when you take a line to action, how much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's one of, the reasons why I actually want to do this as well. It's perfect, Jen, is I think a lot of people, when they start to write their book, they get caught up in all the how-tos and research and all of those things. And so I'm coaching people on how to get to that line of action, like you say, which is, you just have to step off and say, I'm going to do this thing and put it on paper and be concrete about it and take it through the process. And so I know so many people, just get stuck in their heads, and it's a travesty to have that great information, expertise, knowledge stuck in between these two ears when we all can benefit from it. And so that's why I started book coaching. And obviously, as Kellen said, like my first book took me a better part of my whole life plus 3 years. The process of my first book took 3 years. I actually coached somebody last year on her first book, and we did it in 90 days. And that's not always going to be the case, but what I've learned is I've been able to crunch it down to 90 days. And so that's my hope, is to share how you can actually see it through fruition. And then, of course, anything Kellen's doing. I mean, why wouldn't you want to join that?
I agree.
And besides, I miss being live. Hi, everybody.
Oh.
No.
I am so glad to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me on and entertaining my question.
But what a great first episode to have you, Jen. I mean, your energy is, I saw that comment about the energy, like your energy, like
all right.
You could bottle it, you wouldn't have to sell any books.
Oh man.
So Brian, do you want me to start, or do you have some idea or things that, like, I'm trying to think, like, my question, the way I came up with my questions was, I was thinking, what would I want to have known before I wrote my book? And so that's the kind of,
I think it's a great start.
Okay. So I don't know where to begin now. Okay. What inspired you to write your book? Was it a person, action, something that happened in your life, or all the above?
So when I started my coaching business, it was a speaking business to begin with. And I felt that in order to have a more thriving speaking business, so to get more bookings and to charge higher prices, I needed a book to differentiate myself. And I had a lot of things to say about sales and selling and personal development. And I felt like if I wrote a book, it would do two things. It would help me grow my speaking business, and it would help me impact more people. And if I just did it for the speaking business, I honestly probably would have given up on it, because it wasn't enough of a drive, like a driving force, to go through the trials and tribulations that it takes to write a book. And I will admit, like, there was a lot of frustration. I grew up being told by a teacher that I was a bad writer, and carrying that belief with me almost my entire life. I mean, my parents sent me to writing camp in North Carolina and to Wake Forest so that I could actually learn to write. I'm like, I don't understand. I write every day. Like, how could I be such a bad writer? And they were like, no, we're very worried, because writing is a skill, a life skill that you need. And like, this teacher says you're a bad writer and you're not going to get through life with it being a bad writer. And so I went to writing camp, and I learned more about life than writing. But there was a lot to unpack there, right? In terms of like having to get over that belief. But to go back to your question, every time I thought about how I could get my word out there and help people all over the globe, instead of the people I was helping in New York City when I was living there and my small bubble, that really helped me keep going. That really inspired me to like get it done.
I never knew there was a such thing as writing camp.
Me either.
I mean, where did that come from?
Let me tell you, it's how they convince parents to pay a lot of money to send their kids somewhere that they don't want to go. Sleep in bunk beds with strangers and wake up during their summer and write every day for like 3 weeks. It was not enjoyable.
That sounds like torture.
Was that high school or?
It was in high school, and I remember we were like let out to go into the city to go shopping or whatever.
Let out.
Went to the, their nicest store was, I think, the Gap or something. Like, it was very.
Ooh, the Gap.
And the Gap. And I called my parents. I don't even know how, because there were no cell phones. And I basically was like, I'm buying everything I want. I'm so mad at you for making me here.
Oh my God.
All the white t-shirts that I could possibly have.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Well, we haven't even asked what's the name of your book? Tell us about your book.
I wrote a book called Sales in the New York Minute.
All right.
There she is.
I love this book. It's like a Bible, kind of a Bible. It's one you don't put away.
Thank you. And the way I wrote it, that's it. And the way I wrote it is I wanted people to be able to pick it up on any page and basically be able to read for 10 minutes or 20 minutes in the morning and get something to inspire them and to start off their day. And so every 2 pages or so are little vignettes and little lessons. And if you turn the book to the side, like Kellen, if you hold it so you can see the other side, the pages.
Oh, wait.
Well, yes. See, there's tabs. There's 3 different tabs. So I write about sales, life, and you, basically. So, and there's 3 different sections, but it's mainly about sales and selling. And yeah.
Question. Did you know the title of your book before you started writing it?
No. I had no idea.
And was that the book that you thought you were writing, or did it evolve? I think that's always interesting for the process.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Okay.
At all.
All of us, right?
So I started out writing articles, like blog posts. And I also started out writing scripts for YouTube videos. So if you go back to my YouTube channel back in the day, I used to do these New York Minute videos, and they were quick little hits of like, here's how to go network, here's how to get referrals, here's how to whatever it may be. And I would always end it with sales in a New York Minute or in a New York Minute. And so that became part of my branding. And so that's how I was like, okay, it just feels like the evolution. Let's make it the book. And then when I started to write the book, I realized I had already created all this content. So I was able to pull from the blog posts and pull from the scripts. I still had to edit them and make them reader friendly, but I had a foundation.
No, I love that. I think that's one thing that a lot of people who want to write a book miss, is that they already have the content. They're already writing it. That's the best content, not something you're making up brand new when you're writing.
Right.
It's probably already there. So I love that's how you went about it.
I love from the marketing standpoint of it, you chose the 212, the metaphoric meaning of it, the boiling temperature, the area code of New York. I mean, what a great marketing.
Thank you. I wanted it to stand out. So 212 is the area code of New York City phone numbers. And as Kellen said, the boiling point of water. So it's like that moment where everything changes. Yeah, exactly. Like poof. And I gave 212 pages of lessons. I was going to do 212 lessons, but then the book would have been like an encyclopedia, and it was going to be way too big. So that was the original subtitle, was 212 lessons. And then when I realized that it wouldn't fit on a shelf, we
wouldn't be able to carry it. We'd have to have a little. You'd have to sell a little carry.
Yeah, my publisher was like, "That's too much. No, and you'll never finish it."
In a Facebook, LinkedIn world, you definitely don't want to book much over a couple hundred pages.
No, exactly. And that's why I did design every couple of pages and pull out quotes and stuff like that, is because people have a really short attention span. So I really tried to make it reader friendly,
It's not just, I mean, it is reader friendly. Yes. It's because, we have to write down like newspaper. I worked at a newspaper and we had to write for like a 5th grade reading level. I mean, that's,
yeah.
But I'm not saying this is a 5th grade reading level, but I'm saying for someone like me who has ADHD, I mean, it's like short enough. I can grasp it and understand it and comprehend it. And then I'm not like, it's just like a page of words where I'm like, then I go into, I got to go do my grocery shopping. No, I love the way the book is formatted. I love the information. So yay for you.
Thank you.
So I want to know what you wish someone would have told you when you started the process, or maybe in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have known that in the beginning.
So I'm going to preface this with, I think you guys doing this show together is the perfect pair. And besides like the amazing energy you guys bring to the show, people don't realize, I didn't realize that writing the book is just the beginning. So like writing the book is this big hump, right? You have to actually figure out how to write it. And if you have stories or beliefs in your head, like I did, that you're a bad writer or you can't write or no one wants to hear what you're writing or your words aren't good enough or whatever the beliefs may be that are holding you back, that's like a whole thing to get over. But then you get into writing it, and the writing piece is a beast. I mean, it's like, I don't know if everyone's like this, but you might be questioning what you're putting down and is this clear enough? Is this good enough? Like, so to have someone holding your hand during that time and really walking you through it is key. Like, Jeffrey was a big role model for me during this and really helped me, really helped guide me. And I also leaned on one of our team members, Lisa, who I love and adore, and I would bounce things off of her. I mean, Lisa came to the beach where I had to finish my book. I was on a very tight deadline because I missed the first 2. And we won't talk about that.
We can talk about it next.
So Lisa came to the beach and we were working on it, and I would say, like, can you read this? What do you think? And just to have someone to give you that feedback is so huge, because otherwise you feel like you're all alone and you get caught up or lost in your words. But then the second part is, you think, I've written the book. Then they arrive in boxes and like this is terrific. I have the book written. Like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. But that's just the beginning. And that's what most, I did not realize that. I did not realize that the same amount of effort and energy, and I'm not trying to scare anyone from writing a book. I'm just trying to be honest, because I really did not realize this. Like, books do not sell themselves, right? Unless you're like maybe Harry Potter or, the new John Grisham novel or whatever. Like, books really do not sell themselves. So you have to go out there and market your book. You get to go out there and get on podcasts and radio shows and look at all the things that Kellen did to get her book out there, right? And so I just wish I had known up front that writing the book is really just the beginning. And then everything happens after that. And you're not, my friend Honore says this way better than I'm about to say it, but she says something along the lines of the way she says it is so golden, but it's not a one-day thing. It's not like a one-hit wonder, right? Like, you're going to write the book and then you have until the end of time to continue marketing it and to continue doing it. And a lot of times what happens is people put their book out there and it sells or doesn't sell how they want. And then 60, 90, 120 days later, they're moving on to the next thing. You just birthed the book. It's like you spent, I don't know how to turn these messages off. I'm so sorry. I have this new computer. I have it on focus. I have it on Do Not Disturb. And
Hey, this is all funny. I mean, we're
like,
here. We're
I am
real.
so sorry.
Honestly, you're keeping me awake. No, I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
goodness, I didn't even quit my messages. I don't know what to do.
Well, if you wouldn't have mentioned, you could have blamed it on us.
Or me. Everybody blames everything on me.
I thought it was Kellen for sure.
Literally, my phone is on
Every time
silent.
we
My
talk,
computer's
her phone rings off the hook.
It's on Do Not. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go into focus settings and see if there's anything else that I'm missing. But in the meantime, like, you know, you just birthed a book. Like, you don't spend 9 months cooking up a baby and then say, well, I'm going to take care of it for the first month. And then I don't know. No, you take care of that baby till the end of time. The same thing with your book, right? You birthed that book. Those words came out of you. You spent years cooking up those thoughts and ideas, and now it's time to really get it out there. So I just wish that I had known that the writing was just the beginning.
Do you think people don't take enough time to celebrate the victory of that book being delivered?
Oh man, yeah.
Like how many people get that book and then think, you know, they go, yay, do their video to say, look, the opening of my book box and da-da. And then, but I don't think people really celebrate it enough.
Well, so like high achievers in general don't celebrate enough because we keep moving the goalpost forward, right? So I know when my book came out, I was like, yes, I did it. So I'll celebrate when it becomes a bestseller. And then it became a bestseller. And I'm like, well, I'll celebrate when I've sold X number of copies. And then I'll celebrate when it's like, just freaking celebrate. You wrote a book.
Right. Right. I agree. Totally.
By the way, there's scientific evidence that our brains work off of dopamine, right? Like, so like when we make our brain happy, our brain says, how do I create that happiness again? That thing I just did made me so happy and I'm going to like seek it, right? So like, even though smoking is bad for you, if smoking makes you feel good, then the minute you're not smoking anymore, your brain is already seeking that hit of dopamine. Okay. Just to understand it. Because okay. When we celebrate something, we tell our brains, yes, this is like a hit of dopamine. That thing I just did, that thing I just accomplished was a good thing. So if you want to keep growing in your life and in your business, then celebrate more because literally then your brain seeks more achievement. Right. So just throwing it out there.
That's golden.
That's awesome. I think I cut you off, Brian. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I think, I actually came up with a little moniker for myself when it comes to being an author. And I say being an author is a life sentence. You're committed for life. And that means two things. One is that you always get to say, I am an author. That is your life sentence. The second part of it is what Jen's saying is you've birthed a book. It's a lifetime project. And if you really have written a book that is your book, something you own, you're going to want to come back to it. It becomes something that you truly value and bring to the table. And that's one of my favorite things about it. I had the same, you mentioned, the Megamind group Kellen and I met in, all of a sudden they got a hold of my book, 5 years after I published it. And then it was just all of a sudden everybody's into it. And it's, it's like, I was already moving on to new things. And so it is a lifetime opportunity. And so I think you make a great point there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't want to deprive somebody of the knowledge that you have birthed by forgetting about telling people about it.
Right. 100%. And just because it's old to you doesn't mean it's old to them. Because if they don't, like the Megamind people who found it, like this was brand new information to them that is still relevant. And that's the key. Like if it is something that, if you were teaching how to tweet in 2000 and whatever, and now it's 10 years later, like that may be different. I don't know, but if it's evergreen information, that's different.
Right.
Yeah. And I think there's a place for timely books. There's a place for evergreen books. And so, but your evergreen books are going to be something you want to come back to. And I think that's where you get a lot of joy is just putting your message on the table. So I got a question, Jen, for you on when it goes to, would you rather sell more books or build your personal brand with your book? Do you know what I mean by that?
Okay. So are you asking, Would I rather sell more books or would I rather give more away for free?
Yeah, sure.
I would rather give more away for free, because so if I sell you a book, I think the price in the back of my book is like $24.99 or $25. Okay, I'm not getting rich off that. Let's be real. Like, if you buy it from Barnes and Noble or Amazon or whatever, I don't know how much I make, but it's not a lot. Let's just say I make $10. Okay.
Mhm.
That's cool. Thank you. Like, I'm so glad you've given me your $10. I accept and appreciate all money that comes in. However, if I give you my book and now that creates reputation and credibility, and maybe you have some stake in the game because maybe you paid for shipping. Okay. So maybe like I really do feel when people pay, they pay attention. But let's just say, you know, and you read it and now you're like, wait, I want to work with Jen. Well, a coaching package, I can guarantee you I'm making more than $10 off of a coaching package.
I hope
Right?
so.
Yeah. So like the ultimate end goal is, or a speaking gig, right? I go all over to give speeches. So like I'd rather give the books away for free and look at the bigger picture. But not everyone's like that. Some people are really looking to the royalties off their books.
No, I think, there's a lot of different types of books. Like you said, J.K. Rowling. Yeah, I'm going to make money off my book sales. But I think for a lot of coaches and personal development experts and people who are consulting it, that other path is very powerful. It's an intro. And, I think that's very beneficial.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if you put it as, I sell this, I get this much for a speaking engagement. And how many books do I have to sell to balance that out? It's a lot of work.
It is. Now, I will say a lot of times my speaking engagements, like I'm going to Chattanooga in 2 weeks or so to give a talk, and they bought books for everybody, right? Or I'm going to Portland, Maine, and they bought books for everybody. So it's nice when, I send a free book to the sales, the person who's my contact, like the VP of sales or the CEO, whoever in the company I'm speaking, like who's hiring me, and they like the book enough to say, hey, I want to order a copy for everyone. And I don't give it away for free at that point, because I really believe that when people pay, they pay attention, right? And so if they pay for, or when they pay for the books, now they're putting together lessons with them, or they're doing things to get their employees to read them. And to me, there's value in them actually reading it versus being just given like, here's a book, whatever, do what you want with it.
Mm-hmm. No,
I like to ask people, would you rather have somebody buy 1,000 books or one person read your book?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So hold on. Out of those 1,000, how many are going to read it?
That's what I'm saying. 1,000 buyers, 1,000 buyers, 0 readers.
Oh, 0 readers.
One reader.
I'd rather have that one reader. And I mean, it sounds so silly, like I'm giving up that, let's just say 10 grand or something. But like that one reader is going to lead to multiple 10 grands. It's going to lead to referrals. It's going to lead to word of mouth business, that kind of thing.
It will change a life.
Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of us write books. We aren't trying it. Money's great, but to just change lives is powerful.
Right. I don't want my book just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. I want it like on your desk so you can read it. I want it to inspire you. I want, the biggest gift someone can give me is when they say they purchased my book and they're reading one lesson a day and doing that one lesson a day, or really diving into that one lesson a week and focusing on that one lesson each week. And when they tell me that, I'm like, go, yes, like let me know how it goes. Like, I'm rooting for them. And that is like the biggest gift that a reader can give me.
I agree. Completely.
Kellen, we never came up with the question like, what's your favorite moisturizer or anything like
I know. Oh no.
Are we gonna lean back on that or lipstick or what are we gonna do here?
I don't think Shell would get mad at us if we asked the same question.
I mean, we can hark back to your roots and candidly.
Honestly, that question, whether male or female, I got some great recommendations.
I'll get my favorite thing. I'll be right back.
Okay. So we also need to let our audience know that we're going to be giving away one of Jen's books. What you need to do is comment either wherever we're live streaming, and we'll put and subscribe to our new. Can we subscribe to? Can we subscribe to our channel?
Yeah, it's at bit.ly at the right spotlight. Your right spotlight is run across there. Go sign up there. And we got a special gift. We'll tell after, but Jen's got something for us here.
Okay, what's your favorite thing? That's what we should say. What's your favorite thing?
Okay, so subscribe to their channel. Make sure you subscribe to their channel because I'm going to give away, I said 1 free book, but let's just do 5. I'm going to give away 5 free books. Make sure you subscribe. And especially if you're in sales, if you're not in sales, everyone knows someone in sales, you can give it away. Okay. And I'll sign them and send them. It'll be my pleasure to do that. Okay, here we go. So I live at the beach and I'm outside in the sun a lot. And people always ask me, like, I think I have wrinkles, but I don't do Botox or anything like that. And people always ask me, like, how does my skin look so young being in the sun every day? Well, this is my secret. Okay, guys, I do not use sunscreen. Sunscreen has bad chemicals. I'm not going to tell you what to do or not do, but just know the chemicals you're putting on your body. That's all. So this is called Touch of Tallow. Tallow is
hard to get that.
It's really hard to get that. She restocks like once a month and she sells out the day of the restock. And it's like harder than getting Taylor Swift concert tickets. Okay.
It is.
Most stuff is freaking golden. It's literally, I'll show you what it looks like inside. It's like balmy like that.
Yeah.
Literally it is freaking gold. You can follow her on Instagram. I do not make any affiliate money or anything like that. This is the opulence one, but they have like, you can get the lower, there's like different tiers, right? Like if you're like, I don't know, I don't trust Jen yet. Like go get the $35 one instead of the one that's over 100. But I'm telling you, this stuff is freaking gold. It's not just moisturizer. It's like if you get a cut, I've seen it cure the most crazy things. And anytime I have like an ailment, I'm like, oh, just put tallow on it and then I'm better. So I'm just saying this is like the life gold. Okay. It comes from cows and she gets it from the Amish. And so it's like really wholesome and they're grass fed, everything like that. And so just check it out.
I love it.
All right, so you definitely gave them a shout out, but where do we find you? Where do people?
Oh yes, I'm at Jen Gitomer on Instagram.
There we go.
There you go. Please go follow me. I would love to connect with you there. Let me know you heard me here. I help coaches and entrepreneurs make more money. It's really simple. I love
help them quit their job so they can do their dream.
Oh, that's so good. I might steal that. I might actually. Thank you, Kellen. Thank you. Can I? Would it be helpful for me to dig into this like mindset thing a little bit? Like, yes.
That's what I had here.
If you have time,
I know that your time is limited.
We're right up to another appointment, so we don't want to.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I really want to be helpful, so I whatever you guys think will be best. You tell me.
No, please jump in, please.
So, I mentioned this. Like, I was told I was a terrible writer, and I really, really was told. And then I went to this writing camp, and I left thinking I'm still a terrible writer. And now I had 3 weeks of my summer where I had to do school in a foreign city and it was like, whatever. And I grew up all through college, grew up my whole adult life believing I was a bad writer. And so most people would say, well, then why on earth did you write a book? And I wrote a book because I believe that words are powerful and words have the opportunity to really impact other people and help other people. And I didn't start by writing a book, like I said earlier in the show. Like, I started one blog post at a time. I mean, the amount of time I used to spend on Instagram captions, you guys, I should be like in some crazy town place, okay? I would overthink them to the ninth degree because I was like, is this word right? Is that word? And like, finally, I just started talking and I just started using my voice. And I think for women, especially, what I have found is we often do not use our voice as much as we could. Okay. I don't want to say should, but as we could. And we're told, just be demure, just do this, just do that. And it like shuts us down. And I really want all women and men out there to use your voice, because whatever skill or knowledge or expertise that you have within you, as small or big as you may think it is, you have a power to help other people. Every single person on this planet has power to help other people. And so it took one little step at a time. And in order to get out of my head, I actually had to start walking, like actual steps. Okay. Because if I walked and talked and like dictated into my phone, I wasn't over analyzing all of my words. I was more nervous about falling or tripping on something or like getting hit by a biker. And so I was looking for the external things, and that got me out of my head. The act of actual like physical activity and walking allowed me to stop overthinking. And so, a lot of people talk about like, well, I have writer's block. I don't know what to say. How am I going to do this? Like, just go talk. Okay. We can all talk. It's easy. And you can talk to yourself and you can read what you wrote and you can say that's silly or that's great. It doesn't matter, but just get it out there, get it on paper, because your words have so much power. And I wish someone had given me that confidence when I was younger, because then I would have started writing sooner. And instead, I overthought everything I was writing and really let other people shape my beliefs around my writing. And yeah, Tara, you got this. Like, Tara, go outside, get some vitamin D, get some sunshine. You know how I feel about sunscreen, but you do you. And and really like just walk and talk, like just dictate. You can download an app called Otter. I mean, there's hundreds of different
wonderful
transcription apps. I use Otter. This way I can just talk and it transcribes what I'm writing, and then I go back to my computer and I have the whole transcript and I can edit it and whatever. But just do something to get out of your head and don't judge it. Like, don't judge it, and just start putting little clips out there. Like I started with, I was so bad. Like I would literally do these New York Minute videos on YouTube, and like 60-second videos I would film like 40 times. Like the producers that were helping me were like, take 29. And they're like, Jen, like the minute the camera comes on, you are a different person. Just talk to us. Just like pretend you're talking. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I'll do that. And then I would like mess up again. And they're like, just take a break. But you know what? After I did 100 of those, and I would post the best one, even though I wasn't happy with it, I finally felt comfortable just doing it. Right. So all of this is to say it takes practice. It takes practice. Find a mentor. Okay. And everything that I do that I want to excel in, I have a mentor, right? Like, so I have a business mentor. I have a life mentor. I have a tennis mentor. It just go get a mentor who can help you and guide you, and you're good. Otter, yes, go Tara.
Way to go,
action takers.
Yay, Tara.
I get a free book just for taking action.
So we're going to repackage this episode as a masterclass on how to get started writing your book. Thanks.
Yes.
Jen. I
You're
mean,
welcome, and you can sell it, and I'll see no
Right.
royalties, and I love you guys, and it's all good.
It's one of those gifts that we'll keep giving and giving and giving.
I love it.
I know we're getting close on time here. So I am like the final thing I would like to say is completely, from what you were saying, Jen. I was told I was doing PR for a fairgrounds, and the manager, my boss, I was writing press releases, AP style. They're not fun. They're not exciting. They're not creative. Well, apparently she didn't tell me she didn't want AP style press releases, and she told me I was the worst writer she'd ever met. And I didn't write for 20 years because of that. And I want to say, don't let one person define you as a writer or not a writer, because I'm a writer now. I'm an author. And
you know what's crazy about that, Kellen? When you started writing and you started writing a blog, I have an insider information, guys.
Yeah.
Like, how many people were subscribing to your blog?
I didn't know it was a big deal at the time, but there was like 70,000 people. There's a lot of pug lovers out there, let me tell you.
Yeah, who loved your writing.
And remember when you said
what year was this?
I don't even remember. Was it 20 years ago? It was like right after I got fired.
70,000 people back before the internet was like the biggest thing, right? Like today, that's like millions of people.
I know. If I would have just stuck with it.
The social equivalent of inflation with the internet, that literally would have been millions of followers. That's insane to me.
I think it's a good reminder, though, too. She was writing about pugs, and I think we all underestimate our hobbies and our interests.
Yes.
Other people like what we like, and so don't just write about how to be a better salesperson, how to be a better dog mom salesperson.
Right. Like, for example, okay, I'm not looking to like start a business on this, but I love tennis. Okay. I play tennis every day. It's a huge part of my life. And I love mindset. And the mindset in tennis is like, it's half the game. And so I'm thinking, why don't I just write a book on tennis mindset?
Oh, yeah.
Right? For tennis players. And I have no attachment to this. Like, if it becomes a bestseller, cool. But like, really, if it helps the 10 people on my team, or the 20 people on my team, rather, like, that's all I really care about. If it goes beyond that, that would be even cooler. You heard it here first.
All right.
Yeah. We'll definitely promote it for you.
Oh,
Ace in a New York Minute.
Yes.
I love that. Oh man, you just named my book.
I know, you can take it. That's our parting gift today.
That's our parting. No charge.
Okay, connect with me on Instagram, Jen Gitomer, and please message me. Let me know you heard it here. And then, how do you guys choose a winner so I'll know, or 5 winners so I know who to send the books to?
I will let you know. We'll go through, and I'm going to put the names in a hat and pick out 5.
You guys should
So
do
we're
it live.
We're gonna give Tara one though, for sure, though, because she's taking action.
Tara,
you're in, Tara.
Yeah.
Tara gets one.
Look at Tom. I think I'm a good writer. Just depends. That's great.
He was at. I gotta get back to that one. This is my dad's cousin, Tom Monahan.
I love that.
I love the
And a good friend. Tom's a great friend as well.
So hopefully we get your dad on the show too, because I love his.
Oh yeah, he's an author as well. Yeah. He's written 8 books, so we'll give him 8.
Ghost Promise was his big one, right?
That's he wrote a book about his scout dog. So dog themes, I mean, of course.
You guys, books on anything, like a book on how to sew, like any expertise that you have that you may think is so silly. Like there is a market out there for almost anything, like really, like there's nothing silly. So just follow your passion. So Brian, do you have your book handy?
I don't. I just moved 3 weeks ago.
Are we terrible? We're like, we should be first. Oh wait, where'd my screen go?
Remember, I was going to show, this is what my life is.
I love it. Hey, it looks so professional though. Like, you guys, you got this.
It's so funny because when I first did my first live stream, I was in my closet too.
Well, you came out.
I've come out.
This may take the show a whole different direction.
Well, Brian, tell the the name of your book and where they can get it, at least.
Yeah, you can,
Because it's
like
an amazing
anybody,
book.
head out to Amazon, Customer Delight 365, daily inspiration for customer service professionals. So you'll love it, and hopefully you go buy it.
It's my coffee table. So that's why I can't reach it, because I'm in my office.
I normally have all.
Wagmore.
What's yours?
Wagmore. You can get it on Amazon, and then I have a Shopify where if you want an autographed copy at cardsthatwow.com. So
I should have brought my Wagmore mug down for the podcast.
I know. You know, I'm not using my Wagmore mug. I'm using my pug mug.
So, by the way, Kellen's Wagmore mugs, they were the first mugs used in our new home. So,
Yay.
Oh, how cool. I love that.
we bought, she sent them, we got them right before we moved. I boxed them up, and we
Hold on.
first coffee.
If we're all getting up and leaving, I'll go get your book.
We should all leave camera.
This is I don't want my address on there, but this is a work
Exactly.
of art from Kellen. Okay, check this out. So she has these boxes. She might kill me for debuting this. I don't know. But
Okay.
inside the
I got
box,
it here. 536.
All right.
oh, look at that. Okay. You got
Seriously, it was on my coffee table.
All right, I'll be back. You guys talk about this stuff.
for all of you authors out there, when I was talking about like writing the book is just the beginning, and it is a a thing. Kellen has these boxes. You might kill me for showing this, but like I keep it over here because I literally show this to everyone. They are the coolest things on the planet, okay? And inside this big box that I just showed you, okay, is all this cool stuff like, swag. There's a candle that smells really good. Hold on, I think people like when you do
A
this.
month ago, I sold more candles than books.
Okay, hold on. There's a workbook. Let me grab this, like just so you can see. Okay. Cool workbook. Okay, but the coolest part about this is you got to stand out when you write your book. Okay, and Kellen has figured out a way. This is just one way of hers to help you
Create an experience.
So when you open this, it plays a video.
That is amazing.
Personalized video, and inside the box, I feel like I'm doing a bad job of showing this, but hold on, let me pause the video.
This was not a paid advertisement.
No, Kellen did not know I was going to do this. I just got inspired. Is the book. You guys, this is the coolest freaking thing on the planet. So you got the personalized video, the book, a handwritten card, a Kellen card. Like, you guys, if you're going to spend all this time writing a book, think about how you're going to promote it, okay? Because both of those two things matter. And that's why I said you guys are the perfect pair to be doing this together.
Oh,
Brian gets you to the finish line, and I push you past.
You're the same. You're the peanut butter and jelly. A piece of wheat.
I'd rather be sourdough.
All right, you're sourdough. Well, you get to be whatever filling between the bread you want to be, right?
Well, Jen, thank you so much for being on our premiere episode.
Thank you guys for having me here. This was like such a blast.
And thank you all for watching. Like I said, be sure to like and comment and share and tell all your author or non-author friends about our show, The Right Spotlight.
All righty. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
All right. I got to play one of those like goodbye videos or something like that.